Hello and welcome back to this playthrough of Dragon Age Inquisition. Well, this may be the final episode, I don't know. You could say I switched my staff back. The reason, I don't really understand what's going on here. I thought I had a spirit rune on there and maybe these guys were immune to spirit damage, but it's a corrupting rune. Which is damage versus living. So what? The Qunari are not living? Why are they not taking extra damage from that? I don't know. So I decided we're going back to this other thingy over here. And I'm really hoping we've got a supply cache over here.
There, on them.
We really
Everyone back!
Anchor meltdown. The anchor is now building up power even faster. Using it is difficult, but discharges all accumulated focus. If the focus reaches full power, the anchor discharges uncontrollably, damaging you and your allies as well as nearby enemies. Oh, another thing I found out. I went to the wiki and found out, how do you release this dragon? I didn't realize that there's this thing called Anchor Blast, or that thing I'd been using to provide immunity actually damages enemies as well. And you can be used to destroy that cart, which I didn't know that.
That can't be healthy. Perhaps Solas can help.
Hated is too smart for you, Pity, before the whole Agent of Fenny business. He better help. We're owed.
Ah, good. Alright. Yeah, where are we going? I thought I discharged it. The hell? All right. Boy, gonna have to discharge it quite a bit, aren't we?
The big mage. He's always with their leader woman.
What in the world? What are you immune to? Oh, give me a frickin' break! They're immune to spirit damage. They're immune to... Yeah, okay. And this discharging thing doesn't work very well, does it? No, it doesn't. And they're immune to everything. What the fuck?
The big mage. He's always with their leader woman.
What is Sarah doing? Oh, you guys are just freaking immune to everything, aren't you? What the hell? Why can't I didn't even know there's a freaking cool off here. What is, there's a cool off? I want to use that rift thingy. I don't want to use this discharge thingy. Isn't that where they were going? Weren't they going? Where are we going? I thought I saw him up here somewhere. How the fuck did we get there? I don't even know how to get up there. How do we get up there? Oh, this way. This is a one-way trip. There's no going back. Don't jump off the edge. Don't jump off the... Silly goose.
Here he comes. Let's have you.
How long is that thing going to take to cool off? Come on.
Coming.
Can I? No. Watch out, Sarah! Silly goose. Oh, phew. Why didn't you aim better? Whoops, that went the wrong way, didn't it? Watch out. Get up, Dorian. Get up, get up, get up, get up, get up, get up, get up. I didn't know where you're coming down. Now, get in the right place this time. That thing's not cooling off fast enough, is it? Oops. Oh, that worked. Where are you? I think he's coming down over there. Whoa.
Seems the Cerebas is no longer following orders.
What happened there? What the fuck? What the heck? Whoa, what happened to all my focus? Dorian. Pop a potion. Pop a potion. Why am I not doing damage? Oh, there we go. Yes, exactly. Die! Die already! Has that thing cooled off? It has. Here we go again. I think we killed Cerebas. I think we killed the big guy. Uh-oh. We killed a big guy. How many big guys do we have to... Where is it? What's wrong? Oh, okay, fine. It's about bloody time. Oh, that's Sarah. they're gonna keep coming, aren't they? Or no, we have to go to them, huh? Join me, gang. Get up there. Let's go up there. Uh-oh. There's 2 mirrors. We can go into that one. What's going on here? We can go into that one. What about this one? And we can go into that one. Well, I don't understand. I better discharge first here. Whee! Is there a place to replenish? They all seem to be up here. This seems to be the key. Yeah, this is the key. That's where my quest marker's taking me. But there's these other mirrors. And here's another mirror. It's another mirror. Right? What the frick? Let's go through that one.
One of these blasted mirrors has to lead out of here.
Aha! I see. Okay. I see. So they all come right back here, I would think. I'll try one more. Try one more. Try this one over here. We're right back where we started, right? Aha! Okay. Okay. Just wanted to make sure. Okay.
Time to finish this.
You are dead, Inquisitor! Your soul is dust!
What, I'm not allowed to use that thing? Oh. Oh, he used it on me, didn't he? I'll tell you what, I'm gonna stand over here next to Sarah. Well, so much for helping Sarah. What is going on with me? I don't understand what he's doing. I had to use that before it blew up on me. Where you going? Oh, I think that's like some kind of pull of the abyss, is it, or Sarah. Haha. I'm gonna have to discharge soon. Oh shit. Dorian, how's the mage doing? The mage is doing terribly. What's hurting me? Calling on demons! I don't know what being next to him does, but man, I don't want to be next to him because it doesn't look very good. Well, we lost Blackwall. It's just me and Dorian. Dorian? Here. Get off of there. What's going on? What the hell? Oh, come off of it. Door in. I don't know what's going on. What the fuck? What's going on? Why did I go invisible? What the fuck? Oh, come on. He's almost dead.
He's all magic-y. Use your hand.
I used my hand. I'm using my hand. What the fuck? How do I use my hand? What?
Wonderful. Use your mark.
Why am I invisible? Oh, come off of it! Oh, no, don't start from the beginning. Oh, no!
Time to finish this.
Give me a frickin' break!
You are dead, Inquisitor. Your soul is dust.
Alright, fine. Come on. It's about. Maybe I'll figure out. So now I know what he's doing anyway. He's opened up fade rifts.
He's invulnerable. Use your mark.
I did. What? What?
He's invulnerable. Use your mark.
I did! What the fuck? Use my mark on what? I don't know what you're talking.
He's invulnerable. Use your mark.
On what? On what? Use the mark to defeat. How? I don't know. With that, what? I used the mark.
He's invulnerable. Use your mark.
Game! Fucking game is not telling me what to do! Use my mark! How many ways do I have to use the mark? 25 different ways? What? I'm using it! Alright, game, I'm fucking pissed.
Use your mark.
What? How? I've used it a dozen times! Use your mark. Use your mark. My ass. Why am I going invisible? What the f... This game. Sometimes it's so stupid. Use your mark. Use your mark. I used it. I used it over and over. Apparently you're supposed to walk right up to him and be underneath him and use it. Ay, caramba. We had him defeated. We were perfectly fine. I could have beat him on Nightmare, no problem. I did beat him on Nightmare. And then it's like I didn't
Your
figure
forces have failed.
I didn't
Leave
know
now
how
and
to
tell the Qunari to trouble me no further.
how to use the mark. Because it wasn't just using the mark. They should have said, get next to him, stand underneath him and use the mark. That's what they should have said. I'm pissed. I'm also pissed at games that say, oh, look there. And you're like, look where? Why didn't anybody point?
That should give us more time. I suspect you have questions.
You work for, well, we know he is.
The Qunari were trying to kill you. I wanted to get here first.
I know. They sought an agent of Fen'Harel. I am no one's agent but my own. I fear that the truth is much simpler and much worse than the Qunari believe.
You're Fen'Harel.
I was Solas first. Fen'Harel came later. An insult I took as a badge of pride. The dread wolf inspired hope in my friends and fear in my enemies. Not unlike Inquisitor, I suppose. You also know the burden of a title that all but replaces your name.
We'll have to try that sometime.
Are you a fragment of what Fen'Harel once was? Like Mythal?
No. This is all I have ever been.
And the legends?
I sought to set my people free from slavery to would-be gods. I broke the chains of all who wished to join me. The false gods called me Fen'Harel, and when they finally went too far, I formed the Veil and banished them forever. Thus I freed the Elven people, and in so doing, destroyed their world.
You said that the Elven gods went too far. What did they do that made you move against them?
They killed Mythal. A crime for which an eternity of torment is the only fitting punishment.
I thought Mythal was one of the Evanuris.
She was the best of them. She cared for her people. She protected them. She was a voice of reason. And in their lust for power, they killed her.
You banished the false gods. You didn't kill them.
You met Mythal, did you not? The first of my people do not die so easily. The Evanuris are banished forever, paying the ultimate price for their misdeeds.
The Evanuris were elven mages. How did they come to be remembered as gods?
Slowly. It started with a war. War breeds fear. Fear breeds a desire for simplicity. Good and evil, right and wrong, chains of command. After the war ended, generals became respected elders, then kings, finally gods. The Evanuris.
You love the Fade. Why would you create the Veil to hide it all away?
Because every alternative was worse.
Meaning?
Had I not created the Veil, the Evanuris would have destroyed the entire world.
How did creating the Veil destroy the world?
You saw the remains of Via Dathara. The library was intrinsically tied to the Fade, and the Veil destroyed it. There were countless other marvels, all dependent on the presence of the Fade, all destroyed. The elven legends of immortality, all true. It was not the arrival of humans that caused them to begin aging. It was me. The Veil took everything from the elves, even themselves.
How did the Evanuris, how were they going to destroy the world?
That's the past. What about the future?
I lay in dark and dreaming sleep while countless wars and ages passed. I woke still weak a year before I joined you. My people fell for what I did to strike the Evanuris down. But still, some hope remains for restoration. I will save the Elven people, even if it means this world must die.
Why does this world have to die for the elves to return?
A good question, but not one I will answer. You have always shown a thoughtfulness I respected. It would be too easy to tell you too much. I am not Corypheus. I take no joy in this, but the return of my people means the end of yours. It is my fight. You should be more concerned about the Inquisition, your Inquisition. In stopping the Dragon's Breath, you have prevented an invasion by Qunari forces. With luck, they will return their focus to Tevinter. That should give you a few years of relative peace.
What's wrong with the Inquisition?
You created a powerful organization, and now it suffers the inevitable fate of such. Betrayal and corruption.
It's not that simple.
Do you know how I discovered the Qunari plot? The plot I disrupted by leading them to your doorstep. The Qunari spies in the Inquisition tripped over my spies in the Inquisition. The Elven Guard who led you to the Qunari body? Who intercepted the servant with the Gatlock barrel? Mine.
Why bother disrupting the Qunari plot if you're going to destroy the world regardless?
You have shown me that there is value in this world, Inquisitor. I take no joy in what I must do. Until that day comes, I would see those recovering from the breach free of the Qun.
Why?
Because I am not a monster. If they must die, I would rather they die in comfort. In any event, it is done.
How in the world you're gonna kill everybody and you're not a monster? Don't give me that crap. You're a monster.
So you let us do your dirty work?
The mistake was yours to fix, Inquisitor.
No.
You control the Illuvians now.
Yes. You remember Briala from Halam-Sharal? For a time, she controlled part of the labyrinth. One of my agents was supposed to take it from her, but he did not succeed. I had to override the magic personally. The Qunari stumbled upon this section independently. With them gone, the Illuvians are now mine.
The Qunari said the Inquisition was unknowingly working for agents of Fen'Harel.
I gave no orders.
You led us to Skyhold.
Corypheus should have died unlocking my orb. When he survived, my plans were thrown into chaos. When you survived, I saw the Inquisition as the best hope this world had of stopping him. And you needed a home. Hence, Skyhold.
You gave your orb to Corypheus?
Not directly. My agents allowed the Venatori to locate it. The orb had built up magical energy while I lay unconscious for millennia. I was not powerful enough to open it. The plan was for Corypheus to unlock it, and for the resulting explosion to kill him. Then I would claim the orb. I did not foresee a Divinity Magister having learned the secret of effective immortality.
Still don't know how Corypheus got hold of it, because presumably he died in the explosion, resurrected in some other body somewhere. But that body couldn't have been there at the temple because they were all dead, and the orb was at the temple.
What would have happened if Corypheus had died and you had recovered the orb?
I would have entered the Fade using the mark you now bear. Then I would have torn down the veil. As this world burned in the raw chaos, I would have restored the world of my time. The world of the elves.
If you destroyed the veil, wouldn't the false gods be freed?
I had plans.
Yeah, just like your plans with Corypheus.
You'd murder countless people.
Wouldn't you to save your own? You must understand. I awoke in a world where the veil had blocked most people's conscious connection to the Fade. It was like walking through a world of tranquil.
We aren't even people to you.
Not at first. You showed me that I was wrong. Again. That does not make what must come next any easier.
You never cared about us. We were the means to an end.
You were people, and you deserved better. Like all the rest I've used in one hopeless battle after another.
There's still the matter of the anchor. It's getting worse.
Yes, I'm sorry. And we are almost out of time. The mark will eventually kill you. Drawing you here gave me the chance to save you. At least for now.
If I live, I'm coming to stop you.
I know. Take my hand. I'm sorry. Live well, while time remains.
You're a monster, Solas. I'm sorry. You are a monster. I'm still pissed about that use the mark thing. I used the mark. And it didn't matter.
Something must be done, but we cannot lose the Inquisition now. We stand on the brink of war with the Qunari.
Yes, because this Solas provoked them in the first place.
The Inquisition did not cause this threat. We informed the Summit of the danger.
The danger posed by Qunari spies inside your organization.
Without our organization, you would not be alive to complain.
No one has forgotten what you have done. But Corypheus is 2 years dead.
If the Inquisition is to continue, it must do so as a legitimate organization, not a glorified mercenary band.
Inquisitor.
Well, I had originally thought that I would disband the Inquisition. Because I agreed with Mother Giselle that once we'd done our job, then, okay, fine, we're done. But now, there's a new threat. And can we match that threat without the assets of the Inquisition? So on this one, it says efforts against Solas will be stronger, but risk corruption. I would say risk infiltration. I don't know about corruption. I don't see where the corruption was. I don't see the corruption. I see the infiltration. Efforts against Solas will be weaker, but more secure. So there's an argument for getting rid of the Inquisition, starting something smaller, but more secure, and avoiding all these problems with spies and being infiltrated and stuff, although I don't see how you can ever avoid that problem. I mean, anybody could betray you. That's why I never understood what the frick Josephine was going on about. Oh, it's all our fault. Bullshit. It's the people who infiltrated our organization's fault. It's not our fault. I mean, they could have done stuff outside our organization to still advance the Qunari plans. It's crap, they could have. It was all about they forged these manifests and used the Inquisition's mark. Well, they could have forged manifests and used the Empress's imprimatur to do it. I mean, her organization's penetrated as well and infiltrated. I mean, these things happen. So I don't know that it's necessarily better to go with a smaller outfit than one that has the assets that the Inquisition has. Although serving the Divine, well, it is Liliana. But what if Liliana goes away? What if there's a new Divine? Do we want to serve that Divine? We don't need more oversight from anybody else. I mean, well, Max would never agree, oh, we need more oversight. No, we're not going to go that way. I see a lot of people going up here. I'm not sure I've seen that. I could go this way. I could go any of these. I could go that or that. What to do? What would Max do? I mean, like I said, originally he came in intending to agree with Mother Giselle. Our work is done. But now it doesn't seem like it's done. It's like we have Corypheus 2.0 to deal with, and one that's a lot smarter than Corypheus was. And perhaps more powerful than Corypheus was. But he's definitely, it's just a rerun of what Corypheus was doing. I mean, it's just, I don't really see the difference between what Corypheus did and what Solas wants to do. In fact, Solas sounds like he's going to be worse, because he's going to figure out how to do it right. And make sure that everybody frickin' dies. Okay, look, we're going against Corypheus 2.0, so we're sticking around. I was planning originally to get rid of it. Max was thinking about getting rid of it. He agreed with Mother Giselle, but now we're going this way.
You all know what this is. A writ from Divine Justinia authorizing the formation of the Inquisition. We pledge to close the breach, find those responsible, and restore order, with or without anyone's approval. The Inquisition saved the people of Fereldom when you couldn't. We are not disbanding. And we are certainly not submitting to an emperor who only sits on his throne because we put him there.
Him? Her.
There's worse coming than anything you've yet seen, so we'll play nice. We'll bow. But not to you. The Inquisition will act as Divine Victoria's personal honor guard. Answering directly to her, we will transition from a military force into a peacekeeping organization. My own adventuring days may be done, but the Inquisition and its mission will continue.
I don't know why they don't like continuing characters, continuing protagonists, I mean, in these games. But I just saw a thing where it said that they intentionally got rid of the Inquisitor's arm just to make sure that he was out of the picture for the next game. It's like, I never felt the same connection to Varric in this game that I felt that Hawke had with him. Unlike in Mass Effect, where Shepard, you know, you grew with Tali and Garrus and Liara and those guys along as the series went on. And you became old friends. And here you never really become old friends with anybody. Now these credits are going to roll so fast. Cassandra, I thought you went out the other way. Did you circle around behind the camera? Now these credits are going to go by so fast. Wish there was a way to pause them. Slow them down. Over the next several months, the Inquisition carefully gave over many of the duties it had held. Oh, then maybe they slowed it down. Oh, thank God. As the Divine's personal guard and peacekeeping force, the Inquisition shrank to a more manageable size. So we are more secure. We're smaller. Many who had served went home, though the remaining force was still enough to give pause to any who might threaten the Divine's plans. Those who had served the new Inquisition were tested and checked thoroughly in the hope of ferreting out any more spies within its ranks. Well, with magic, you should be able to tell the truth, figure out who's telling the truth. With the Dragon's Breath disrupted any hope of swift victory dashed, the Qunari retreated back to the north. Few knew what debates were waged in Parvolan, but not long after the Exalted Council, the Qunari launched new attacks against Tevinter. Their aggression caught the already unstable Imperium off guard. Tevinter was soon mired in a war many feared could spread across Thedas. The Exalted Council remained intact, advising Divine Victoria on important matters. Cassandra served for several years. Served for several years as an advisor? While she often disagreed with Liliana's policies, the former right and left hands of the Divine shared a mutual respect and worked well together. I didn't realize she was on the Exalted Council. Cassandra also spent time in the Hunterhorn Mountains north of Orlais, where she worked to rebuild the Seekers. For a time, the new Seekers remained reclusive, showing no interest in worldly affairs and working to a purpose few outside their order could guess. While Cassandra and the Inquisitor were often separated by duty, they still found time to be together. That's a terrible drawing of Cassandra. It was not unusual to see the Inquisitor appear unexpectedly at Cassandra's side or her at his as they worked to restore order. Those who knew her from an earlier day said that she was always true to her calling. They had never seen her smile so often. While she was always true to her calling, they had never seen her smile so often. The end of the Inquisition, as it had been, sent shockwaves through the College of Enchanters. Madame de Fleur ably played on the mage's fears. Her followers united to build a new circle with Vivienne as its Grand Enchanter in direct competition with the College. What the circle lacked in numbers, they made up for in political connections. Soon they were a force to be reckoned with. The two institutions settled into an uneasy coexistence across the South, vying for power. After the Exalted Council, Liliana devoted herself fully to the Sunburst throne and her dream of reshaping the Chantry. Look at these people with pitchforks behind her. We're coming for ya! Within a year, she removed restrictions surrounding Chantry priesthood, allowing men and women of all races to be initiated and ordained. The This decree was followed swiftly by her decision to return the Canticle of Chartan to the canonical chant, a move that divided Andrastians deeply. A rebellion to renounce her and return the chantry to its former state arose, beginning first in Orlais, then spreading to other parts of Thedas. As quickly as it began, the rebellion faltered. While most agreed the rebellion collapsed due to infighting, some whispered that the Divine herself engineered its failure. Wouldn't surprise me. The rebellion fractured into a number of separate cells, some of which limped on for several months before disappearing into obscurity. With the Inquisition now serving the Divine, Sarah returned to the singular and plural role of Red Jenny. I'm not sure what's going on there. Don't really get it. She's leaping from one roof to another above a couple of nobles. Many noted how Sarah's method has changed after seeing the Inquisitor stand for everyone. This Red Jenny was more focused, tactical, and some dared say effective. She and her network could also be counted on to act in the interests of the supposedly desk-bound Inquisitor. Sarah remained a formidable ally of allies, intent on proving that the powerful weren't, and that it was friends who mattered overall. With frequent visits to her Whittle, of course. I'm guessing Whittle then is Scout Harding? Perhaps most unnerving was Sarah standing offered to the Divine. When the knobs piss about with your left hand or right, call on Red Jenny to give them 2 fingers. Okay. Varric returned to Kirkwall, where, as Viscount, he resumed his work rebuilding the damaged city infrastructure. I guess that's... Under his rule, the city-state finally resumed its place as a major trade hub of the Free Marches. I guess that's Aveline in there. I guess that's Aveline. He continued to ignore all mail from both the Merchants Guild and the Prince of Starkhaven. With his Inquisition in its new role, the Bull's chargers returned to taking jobs throughout Orlais and Ferelden. Fighting demons and clearing out the remains of Venatori forces, the Iron Bull did his part to restore order to Thedas. After the Inquisition transitioned to a peacekeeping role, Cullen continued to serve as commander of its forces. Under his leadership, the Inquisition protected the Divine's interests while enforcing new standards of security. Cullen also expanded the Chantry's treatment for Templars whose minds were taken by lyrium, as well as those who wished to cease lyrium usage. And as chaos reigned in the north and threats to the divine lurked in every shadow, Cullen remained ready to serve. What about his little doggy? All the other slides I've seen have him going off to Ferelden with his doggy. Dorian returned to Tevinter to take his father's place in the Magisterium. As rumors flew about the Imperium's infighting, Dorian was spoken of often as a voice of resistance against corruption. Along with Magister Maverus Tilani, he formed a group called the Lucerni to restore and redeem Tevinter, a fight many thought hopeless. Those fighting by Magister Pavis's side noted that he kept in constant communication with the Inquisitor via message crystal, which we never saw in this playthrough because we didn't do the Calpurnia thing. Whether for vital information or for moral support, these talks seemed to give Dorian the strength to continue his fight. After the Exalted Council, Tom Rainier bid farewell to his friends and went to Weishaupt Fortress to pledge himself to the Grey Wardens for good. I thought there was like some kind of infighting. I thought Weishaupt went dark. While he was rarely seen in the years that followed, some said they encountered Rainier in far-flung lands, their accounts always similar. Rainier carried out the duty of the Wardens, but always found time to help others along the way. Sometimes he served as a shield for the defenseless. Other times he spread simple cheer among children with gifts of small carved toys. After easing the Inquisition's transition into the Chantry, Josephine returned to Antiva and her family. She was soon approached by an agent from the House of Repose, whose assassins had been killed by Inquisition agents on Josephine's behalf. Far from being offended, the House of Repose was inquiring as to whether Josephine might have need of their services. She quickly persuaded them she had no need for assassins, but instead hired them as guards for the Montilier's new trading vessels. Rivani pirates looking to rekindle an ancient feud soon learned that the Montilier ships were not lightly boarded, and her house prospered greatly. Cole took to the road with Meriden to find a new life and a new way to be human. Wherever Meriden went to sing, people found old pains eased and hearts made happier, even if they didn't understand why. After the events at the Winter Palace, elves left the Inquisition under mysterious circumstances, as did elven servants across Thedas. You know, I don't get this. None could say where they went, but those who believed the Inquisitor's story about Fen'Harel wondered just how large the Dreadwolf's forces were. Why would these guys follow somebody who doesn't even think they're people? And what the ancient elven rebel had planned. Yeah, I don't see that Solas particularly likes modern elves. He doesn't like people. He doesn't like Qunari. He doesn't. All a bunch of tranquils to him. He's gonna murder us all.
My agents have found nothing. With the illusions, he could be anywhere.
Maintaining the Inquisition, even as a peacekeeping force, leaves us vulnerable to agents of the Dread Wolf.
But also gives us the strength to respond.
We will need to be careful.
Solas knows everything about us. Who we are, how we work, our strengths and weaknesses.
Then we find people he doesn't know. We will stop Solas by any means necessary.
Now, are these credits just for Trespasser? Or is it all of Dragon Age Inquisition? One would think they'd just be for Trespasser, because we've already done the credits for the full game. Here we get to hear Cassandra talk about the book that Varys gave her.
What is this? A new book? All this shit is weird. Oh, Varric, that is a terrible title. What are you even thinking?
You're right, Cassandra. I agree.
The sky churned like a rolling sea on a dark and stormy night, centered on a gaping hole that led to the arse end of nowhere. A hole that spit up many things that day. Comets, demons, and a whole lot of trouble. It's about the Inquisition.
So these are the credits for the whole game, because otherwise they wouldn't have put Morrigan in there. Or Flemeth, because neither of those appear in Trespasser.
The din of the tavern cut the silence like it owed the carter money. In the middle, in her element, Red Jenny. She looked me up and down, mostly down. Not playing, weirdy, she said, gesturing with and dismissively eating a sandwich. Don't write that. Seriously, piss up a row. Sarah made the subtext text, which suited me fine. Court enchanter swirled into the room like a drop of beautiful poison spreading in a wineglass. She sized me up with a glance. I'm so glad you made it, my dear, she said. I am Madame de Fair, the most terrifying person you shall ever meet. Eliane enfolded Alphonse in an embrace as warm as a serpent's kiss. I always knew I could count on your support. The Count did not feel the bite of her poisoned dart until it was too late. Even if it requires your death. Drops of rain glistened on the griffin medallion grasped tightly in Blackwall's hand.
The silverite wings of valor, they mean nothing.
He flung the medal to the cold and uncaring ground.
You don't know what I've done. You don't know me.
So romantic.
Really? I don't know about that.
Cole moved like a shadow that also moved like a knife. A shadow wearing a hat where dreams came to die. It's a riddle, he whispered. A cold riddle that gnaws at your mind, but you'll feel better when it's gone. That makes as much sense as anything Cole says.
Yep.
Do you place your herald above the law, Ambassador? Whose law, my lady? Josephine's eyes glittered like angry opals. The law destroyed by rebellion, by civil war, by poor fiscal management. We are the law. We left our mark on adamant, but the dust hadn't settled, and neither had Harding. I can offer you a drink, if I catch your meaning. If you'd caught my meaning, you'd have offered a double. What is even happening here? The Iron Bull was a great slab of muscle with horns that could hang a tapestry. One eye scanned for threats, while the other hid behind an eye patch like a chantry sister's old sins.
Come on,
he barked, not looking back as he entered.
The dancer with the great rack comes on in 5.
That is spot on, actually.
Well, Bull's got a great rack, right?
The commander had the look of a Templar who had seen the worst of humanity, yet still had the time to style his hair. This isn't just a war, he said, his gaze steely like a dull blade. It's the only war. Cullen! That's Cullen! The mage wore a class of handsome sneer cultivated by 1,000 years of Tevinter elitism. The name's Dorian, he glared. D-O-R-I-A-N. Spell it right, you marble-headed lump, or it's toad time. A toad? That's hardly credible.
Really? I thought that's what wizards did. Turned people into toads.
The bold elf spun, mage staff crackling like the city after a good man's murder. You're crazy, the Red Templar cried in terror. Moonlight glinted off ears like the knives you never see coming. Better to fade out than burn away. Ugh, Varric. Wait, where am I? I don't... Oh, here it is. The Seeker clutched at my vest, Her tears as desperate as they were pitiful. Varric, I was wrong about everything, she sobbed. Could you find it in your noble heart to forgive me? That dwarf, he put me in the book. I'm in the book. I am reading the shit out of this.
To all of you who played Dragon Age Inquisition, who laughed, cried, and reached out on social media, who made fan art and comics, cosplay, and jokes, thank you. Dragon Age Inquisition was a labor of love. Without you, it would never have been possible. Your support and your passion touched us deeply. We hope that in some small way this game touched you as well. Bury your blade and raise it high, the Dragon Age team. And it looks like the system's going to crash. Nope. Solas, you're a monster. Your declarations that you're not a monster do not ring true. Anyway, so that's cool. I want to play another game. It's fairly soon. I think I want to go back to Mass Effect for a little bit. But yeah, I want to do another game. This time not be completionist, more story focused. But yeah, it's fun. I'm glad to get back into this. So thanks for watching and have a great day.